Hi guys, this is Morgan Kazanjian, one of the photo editors at Wonderful Machine, and today we're taking a look at Baltimore-based photographer Justin Tsucalas' website. So when you first get to Justin's website, he brands himself as Plaid Photo, and his logo is nice and big on the top. But he has the photo shelter template where you can kind of view everything all at once and then kind of narrow down what you want to see, which I really like the big thumbnails. It gives you the opportunity to kind of get a quick overview of what he does. But as you're looking, you can see that A, there's a lot, and B, it's a huge mix of stuff. So if we start narrowing down what we're looking at, so let's start with his personal portfolio. All right, so his personal work, you see a lot of portraiture, some youth culture, some interior shots. It's a little mix of everything. My feeling on personal work is if you're going to have it on your site, it should be just as thoughtfully edited as all your other galleries. So it should have some sort of direction or intent. And right now, it's not totally clear as to what this gallery is supposed to be doing or who it's intended for. All right, published work is his tears. He has some really nice tears in here. But again, there's a good bit of them, so we're probably going to narrow them down a bit. Food and restaurant photography, there's also a ton of stuff in here, but he has a really nice combination of chef portraits, people eating, cooking, plated shots, detail shots. So I definitely want to keep that kind of vibe and show the variety that he is able to shoot that revolves around food and food culture. We're just going to do a tighter edit because right now you can see you kind of just can scroll forever. There's a lot of stuff on here and it can be a little bit overwhelming, so we're just going to tighten that up a little bit. Wedding photography, so like a ton of other photographers in the world, Justin does retail work as well. But as a general rule of thumb, you want to have one website for commercial work and one website for retail work. So we're either going to make a second site or an orphan link, because a commercial client that's going to come to a site, when they get to this gallery, they're going to be a little bit confused. So we're just going to kind of hide this or put it somewhere else. But there are some really interesting shots in here, like something like this we could definitely use on his commercial site. Same thing with family portraits. Even though it's retail work, he has some really interesting kid portraiture work in here. So I think we can recycle some of these for his commercial site and make a kids gallery that would be a little bit outside of the norm, which is really great. It'll make him stand out a little bit. With his interior design gallery, all we're going to do is sort of remove some of the images that feel a little out of place, like this right now stands out immediately to me because it's just the color palette is so different than everything else. So we're just going to work on sort of tightening everything up. Even though I really like particularly this detail shot, he has some really nice sort of garden outdoor shots, but he only has a handful, so we're most likely going to just save those until he has a bit more that he can show them with so they don't seem out of place. His curated shows gallery is kind of his fine art stuff. And even though it's really interesting and nice, I think we might scrap this for his commercial site just because there's already going to be so much that we don't want to overwhelm anybody. Looking at his blog, let's see. He updates it really frequently, which is really great. It's really important that if you're going to have a blog, you want to make sure that you maintain it. So his blog kind of functions as a Tumblr. He mostly posts images. There's not a ton of text, but he's updating it pretty frequently, so that's really great. Every couple of days, it looks like. And I'm going to recommend to him that it opens in a new window, so you're not directed away from his site. His contact page is pretty good. It has everything it needs. It has his location, phone number, email. I'm going to suggest to him that he make this live text so that somebody can click on it and it'll open up an email window for them. For his about page, there's good info on here. I'm just going to recommend that he adds a photo of himself and again the retail stuff, which we're just going to remove. So I'm going to get started on the edit, and if you guys stick around, I'll show you the results here in a second. All right, so we are now looking at Justin's new website. This is his homepage. It opens with this really super fun shot. One of the things that I discovered after looking through all his work was that he actually, just by chance, had a lot of great youth culture work and didn't even realize that was something that he could be shooting, for clients. So that was something that was really exciting for me to see and for him to find out. So that's what he actually opens with, is the youth culture work, because that's what he's most interested in doing. And it starts with the more kind of daytime, fun, playful shots, and then as you go farther in, it moves into the more kind of nighttime, grittier party shots. We also did a portraiture gallery, which Justin does a great job of doing portraiture, and it starts with the more youthful subjects, and then as you go further in, it'll transition into middle-aged and older subjects for his portraits. And the thing that's really great is we picked a lot of images that kind of show his personality. So a client is going to look at his site and see that he's got a little bit of edge to him. He's a little bit quirky. He's definitely got a lot of energy, which is great. His food gallery, same thing. A lot of his images are super fun, kind of quirky, colorful. And we start with the more kind of street food and hometown cooking, and then we go into the more editorial 5-star cuisine, the fine dining, all that stuff. But it starts out with this more kind of street food, a little bit younger and hipper, which is, totally Justin's style. But he's got a lot of great colors happening and a lot of really nice shots. So we just work to have a really nice flow of color and transition from the more kind of casual stuff into the more plated shots. And then the last thing we did was a kids gallery. And even though he leads with youth culture and it maybe seems like kids and youth culture are two very different things, Justin still shoots kids with his very own specific style. So, they're still kind of quirky and they're super fun. And, he still brings his own style and energy to them. And he's presenting something that a lot of kids photographers don't really do, which is the more kind of offbeat images. I love this one. It's so funny. All right, and then if we go to his blog, he actually started a new blog that's embedded into his new site, which is awesome. So he's been updating that pretty frequently, which is really great. And then he's got his About page, which is a little bit about where he is, what he does, and then he's got his contact page. So he's got all his important info up here, his location, phone number, email, and then a contact form as well. All right, so that wraps up Justin Tsucalas' web edit. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for any help with your own website, whether you want to do a whole overhaul and discover something new you didn't even know you could shoot, or if you just want some touch-ups, feel free to contact us. You can email me at Morgan, that's Morgan, @wonderfulmachine.com. Thanks for watching.